What did he fucking assassinate Ganon from? Yo, he just drone striked Ganon, dude. Oh my god. Bro, does he have 125 ancient fucking... That was Obabe. What is this? Oh my god. Fuck off. Come on, dude. What? Dude, that's fucking nuts. That is okay. That's insanity. You should look at the Breath of the Wild Reddit. No, I got it. This is something you could actually do. I know where this is going. Wow, this is shot with a toaster though. Very cool. Very cool video. Yeah, we just watched this. Okay, show me the donkey one. You missed the best part of the boomerang video. Here's the timestamp. Why is his master sword fucking flaming? I mean, this is modded, right? Oh, DLC. Okay. Damn, he did the fucking photo. Nailed it. Okay, did I see the donkey one? Did we watch the donkey one? I didn't watch the fucking... Okay. I did not watch the I didn't watch the
with Legend of Zelda.
whose video. Yeah, I watched Donkey one. The one I didn't watch was what?
Skate. Wait.
The one I didn't watch was whose video didn't I watch? The one I was supposed to watch that I was not gonna like or something.
Not attempt this on their own. It seems the bokoblins have spotted us. This is the moment of truth.
Bro, how is there so much new content still coming out from this fucking game that came out in 2017 and people are still watching it like crazy? No, not the animated one. No, I don't want to watch that. Oh my god, my brain isn't. It's all they have to play. True. If you're a Switch player, this is all you got. Yeah, it's one of the. It's one of my. It's one of my most popular games I've ever played, so it makes sense. Who didn't like Breath of the Wild? Fucking lefty person who makes content. Yeah, oh yeah, Sterling. Was it weapons durability and fan base fragility? Or which one was it? The video game show that I've done? Or is it this? I know, I didn't say him. I'm using they, them pronouns. You don't have to jump on my ass. I literally did not misgender them. They did like the game, but they didn't give it a high enough score for the fans.
Okie dokie, let's get this shit show started. Here's how it's gonna break down.
It doesn't matter what if they don't care about what their pronouns are or whatever. I still literally did not misgender them, so that's why I'm fucking getting mad because people are jumping on my ass, being like, "Oh, they them," dude. I know. Anyway, so is this the one? Is this the video?
Okay, first half of the video, I'm going to talk about some game design stuff. We're going to have a chat, a ribald one of course, but a chat about weapon durability systems in games. Disagree, agree, it's up to you. Your choice. Second half of the video is going to be self-indulgent ranting. So I hope you enjoy that. By the way, thank you to Laura Kate Dale for recording the Breath of the Wild B-roll footage that you watch in.
I'm super fucking tired. Yeah, this is my Jimquisitions aren't views. Jim did a written review. Oh, really? Yeah, I think I gotta go to sleep, dude. Okay, I'm gonna see how much I can endure of this, but I'm hitting that last 3-minute ad and then I'm going to bed. It's fucking 13-hour day today. Holy shit. My brain is literally not functioning. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I don't like weapon durability, but I liked it in Breath of the Wild.
Why not check out her review at Let's Play Video Games? It's a website. She gave it a 10 out of 10. She loved it. And even though I didn't like it as much as she did, we still have conversations about the game. A nice dialogue, nice back and forth where we disagree, where we debate, and still get on at the end of the day. We managed to do all that without flinging our shit at the walls. What a novel concept! Weapon durability systems aren't fun. They're not fun. And if you say they are, I won't call you a liar for a joke, because then I'll get smarmy passive-aggressive comments saying, "Nice of you to call your audience liars, Jim. I thought you would..."
Wait, but they're so they shat on the weapons durability system? I agree. I mean, I still love the fucking game, so it doesn't matter.
Respect some dissent, but you are scientifically wrong, as proven by scientists in science experiments who have conclusively proved as evidenced fact that weapon durability systems should fuck off out of video games forever and never come back because they're not fun, they're a pain in the ass, and I personally hate them, which is grounds for me presenting this belief as an objective fact rather than a subjective opinion. That last line was a joke again. I know I shouldn't have to point it out, but I realise that Nintendo's more obsessive fans are utterly, ironically without any humour. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the obvious catalyst for this week's discussion, and while I'll be focusing on this as one of the more egregious examples, it is of course far from the only video game that seems to think there's some merit to pretending swords designed specifically for hitting things break after 5 minutes of hitting things. Breath of the Wild is a good game, by the way, it's got lots of plus points. I'll need to point out this in case you think I just hate Zelda, which I don't. I quite like it, certainly enough to give it a 7 out of 10, which is actually a good score, no matter how hard this person cried about it. Since Zelda is the most recent example, and certainly a game that delved hardcore into
My
the idea,
dick
let's
into
look at how
art
it's
care.
handled. Firstly, it's no wonder Hyrule has a constant Ganon problem, because they apparently make their swords out of cardboard and spider webs. I'm supposed to believe soldiers and knights fight with these things, am I? Let me tell you, people chat about how immersive Breath of the Wild is, but few things are as good at snapping me out of the believability of a world than a thick length of fire-forged metal that shatters like glass after it's hit a big lizard in the face a couple of times. I can suspend my disbelief for a lot of things. Fuck, you're
If weapons didn't break, 90% of the weapons would be pointless. Yeah, I mean, but then you can say the same about Master Sword, because like once you get it, it's a fucking wrap. You know? 7 out of 9 ads. Oof. September game, my friend. I've done 13 hours. I'm about to end. You're not supposed to. This is bonus content, okay? You're not even supposed to be here.
You're talking to a guy who can even watch Prometheus, but after getting into one fucking fight and then receiving a pop-up notification telling me my sword's now as fragile as Grandad's brittle dick, I can't say I feel particularly immersed. Because that's the thing about weapon durability systems, isn't it? It's not about them suffering wear and tear over time. It's about them being as hardy as a wet box full of first-run Xbox 360s. It seems 90% of the time it's done, it's taken to some ludicrous extreme. In truth, they should be called weapon fragility systems, not durability. There's nothing durable about the glorified scrap that counts as weaponry in almost any game that features degradable equipment. Certainly nothing that comes close to realistic. And I know realism is a shitty argument to use in game design topics, but there has to be some fucking grounding. You can't bend the rules of a world so much they break like one of your shitty fucking shields. About the only time I've seen there be merit in weapon durability is, say, a survival horror game, where being underpowered is the entire point, and even then it stretches the imagination. The idea a lead pipe can't survive bashing in more than a couple skulls is easily countered by the big pile of trash bags in my basement. At any rate, in a Zelda game, let me tell you, there's nothing fun about worrying over my weapon in every single combat encounter, knowing each swing is taking me one step closer to losing it. Certainly not what I play Zelda games to feel. While some have claimed that late-game weapons are durable enough for it to not be a problem, I maintain that even some of the more powerful weapons in the game are miserably brittle, able to withstand maybe a handful of enemies before players get nagged incessantly about how their fun with the weapon they might have been loving is about to conclude in a most pitiful fashion. Once the weapon embarrassingly shatters, players will need to pause their combat, which...
Yeah, this is literally my criticism as well. This is exactly what my criticism was as well. It's right.
Which is always something you want players to do as a designer, and select a new...
Did it ever feel this bad? Just in the beginning. You really... Well, that's part of the reason... That's part of the reason why I was so bent I was so bent in the beginning about this and how hard it was for how hard the UI was to maneuver through. It adds a challenge though. Man, shut up. Stop fucking letting developers get away with bad design and bad mechanics as like, oh yeah, it's just a part of the game, bro. I hate that. I hate when people do that. Like,
to irreparably damage. Either that, or scrabble for something on the ground, even if it's one of the hundreds of shitty little...
I see that too much from fucking Dark Souls fans. And I love the From Software games. But, like, there's certain things in From Software games, especially in the first one, or not the first one, but in Demon Souls, that's, like, unacceptable. Like, completely unacceptable. Some of those maps were fucking unacceptable, okay? Sorry, Demon Souls, literally unacceptable. Add like literally 3 more inches to the fucking sides of some of the roads, acceptable. Unacceptable with the current way that they've designed half those fucking maps. And it's because it's old. And I think that the company Bluepoint does a really good job of remastering these games. They did a phenomenal job.
Clubs that will be thrust upon Link right up until the end of the game. Weapon durability in Zelda has been defended as the game forcing you to use variety, which has become the default defense of pretty much any criticism anybody dares have about the latest precious princeling of the video game world. I don't know about you.
I don't know how to fix it. Maybe like make weapons more rare or something. Like making weapons more rare drops and then increasing its durability would probably be a little bit better, but then it's not the same game, you know what I mean? Because like then what are you gonna do? You're not gonna be able to pick up weapons that people are dropping. Like it would completely change the game.
But rarely do I think being forced to do
I mean, I said that already as well, just repairable. That would repairable where the durability gets worse and worse overall. Like Rust's repair mechanics is perfect. The overall lifespan after every repair diminishes slowly but surely. It is literal game mechanism, not a flaw. Just because they put it in the game as a mechanic doesn't mean that people can't criticize it.
Something is a positive, especially in a game that touts freedom and versatility as big selling points. There's actually nothing versatile about forcing a player to use lots of different weapons. That's rigidity, not versatility. It's the opposite. Being versatile would mean offering lots of options and encouraging the player to try them, not railroading and shoving them into it.
Again, dude, it's mostly a big problem in the beginning of the game. And like the first 20 hours of the game, it's a giant problem. And then after that is not, because you fucking hoard. Wait, you've already done Breath of the Wild? Yup, I finished it like a couple hours ago. I beasted through it. 50 hours. I streamed it for like a little bit more than 50 hours. But yeah, the game, the first 20 hours is like a pain. But then after that, you're just hoarding. That's why I had 15 guns in my fucking arsenal by the end of it.
For me, it's no different than the antagonizing thirst and hunger meters we've railed at on the Gymquisition before, being constantly reminded by my game that a weapon I'm enjoying or need is about to break is not enjoyable for me. A game harassing me into following proper procedure, ignoring the promise of freedom, is more stress than entertainment. And to show you this ain't just about Zelda, I don't think weapon durability adds much value to fucking Dark Souls either, and that's a game in which stress and resource management is far more integral to the gameplay. right. Plus the weapons aren't made out of Twizzlers, that fucking helps. Because in theory, weapon durability is about being prepared for a challenge, making sure you're in the right condition before taking on a foe, and employing safeguards against getting caught defenseless in the middle of the action. That's the theory. We all know what the reality is though, don't we? The reality is, oh fuck, my sword's flashing red now, guess I better backtrack to the fucking blacksmith and have it repaired, and that's fucking boring. It's boring! It's what it is. Weapon durability systems are fucking boring. But hey, at least in Dark Souls you actually can fix the weapons you like. And don't go claiming Zelda lets you do that too. There are a handful of weapons that are repairable, except not really because they break like any other weapon, and you actually have to reforge them by spending enough precious resources.
How much percent completion was your game? XQC was only 7%. 17.85, baby.
But it's officially not fucking worth doing. Nah, better to pick up yet another shitty little club that a Bokoblin just dropped. Plenty of those lying around and they never break. Well, so long as the enemies are holding them. All exaggerated terminology and snarkiness aside, I do fully admit that there are playstyles and attitudes.
What fucking game is this? The line, dude, it was 17.84. Sorry, it was 17.84.
Make this whole thing more palatable. Maybe you really do like scrabbling from weapon to weapon. Maybe you never get attached to your gear and can treat even the coolest armaments like the disposable cameras they sadly have become. But I really don't fucking get it. And I certainly don't get the claims that A, this game wouldn't work without weapon fragility, because it would. No, I mean, it literally would. Zelda has worked for decades without it. It'd do just fine, mate. And B, the game wouldn't be more fun if the weapons were treated more like loot in a proper action RPG and actually had some value. When I play a game like this, I want to feel like the things I acquire have some worth. And I especially want to keep a cool rare weapon if I find it. What that means is that inevitably I'll find things that are just too cool to use. Like how in Final Fantasy you'd end up with a shitload of elixirs and other high-end healing items because you were saving them for that one special occasion that never came. That's me and the entire fucking combat system of Breath of the Wild. And that's before I just started skipping a whole bunch of combats altogether. I mean, what was the point? I was spending resources of my own, my weaponry, on enemies who had rewards not worth the expenditure. So,
Jim was accused at the time of attention whoring by giving BOTW a 7. I mean, it's not a 7. It's just not. It's not a 7 for me. I would never get upset at someone and be like, oh, I can't believe you gave it a 7. But I thought it was a 9. Easy.
Most fights just stopped being worth it. It was a great way to dissuade me from doing things. Freedom! The Nintendo way. No, I don't think I want to use that weapon you just gave me, thanks, because it was really fucking hard work to get, and I don't want to waste it until I find a monster that's truly worthy of— What do you mean Ganon's dead and that's it, the game just ends? Oh, fuck you. I am firmly among those who believe that rather than encourage players to do anything, Breath of the Wild actively discourages players from using the best shit for fear of losing it on something trivial. A game full of weapons literally too good to use, subsequently turning the acquisition of gear into something uneventful, unexciting, and woefully unrewarding. Yay, I just got through this challenge and picked up a new axe. Can't wait for that to break.
The game was too short for reals. I think the main missions are too short, yes. I mean, dude, it's 16 minutes. Like, you just watched a fucking 28-minute speedrun, brother. Way too short. What the fuck are they doing?
And then for me to wonder, again, why the so-called legendary hero can't throw a fucking punch just once in his stupid pointy-eared fucking life. Opening a hard-won chest to find yet another disposable weapon that I can't get attached to is a letdown, not a reward. Never have I been so happy to find just 100 rupees at the end of a challenge. At least I can invest those in something I might get to keep and enjoy, like a fancy tiara, or a house, or a rubber fish helmet. Did you know you can get a house, by the way, in this game? You can get it from one of the most fabulous characters in the Zelda series. Now here is where the video was originally going to list off all the positive points, all the things I like about Breath of the Wild, a game I actually like, to show that I really do like it. But that was before the embarrassing, cringeworthy reaction to my review of the game, and after the way the Zelda diehards behaved while crying into their little green tunics that they all wear. After all that, I'm not feeling all that charitable anymore. Apparently Zelda's least hinged fanatics didn't want to be undone by No Man's Sky's rabid defenders, and they decided to DDoS my website like they did. over a 7.
You've just ruined this industry bashing on such a masterpiece. Shame on you. 710 this. 9.5 out of 10 on Horizon. Wait, what? There's no way they gave Horizon a 9.5. No, it doesn't suck ass. Horizon was a great game, but like, before I went to sleep last night, I was thinking about why I love this game so much and why like Ghost of Tsushima, which was a beautiful game, didn't hit for me in the same way. After all, the game doesn't even have fucking voice acting. Like, half the time you're literally reading the text. And I think it's because the combat and everything else is so good. Like think about that. Ghost of Tsushima is a fully functional, pretty solid universe, but for some reason it just feels like there's still a feeling of repetition in Ghost of Tsushima. Right? Like it's nowhere near, it's not the type of game that you would think is like one of the all-time greats. It's no one's like my favorite game of all time. It's empty. There's just an emptiness. With Breath of the Wild, you can traverse a fucking massive tundra, okay? For literally 5 whole minutes, you're just running. And it's still not dull. The world, I think the weather shit is crazy. Like, I think that really... I think other, like, world builders, other sandbox games really need to fucking figure that out. Like, how dynamic the world becomes with weather is insane, dude. Lots of people say Ghost is better open world. What, Ghost of Tsushima is a better open world than Zelda? No. Weather is, yeah, every game there's weather, but it's always an aesthetic. In Zelda, it's you're like afraid. You're looking down at you're looking down at the marker and you see rain and you're like, "Oh fuck, I hope I don't get caught in a goddamn thunderstorm. I got to change my weaponry." You always have to have like non-metal weapons on you cuz like what if you have to fight someone in the middle of a rainstorm? Like that, my friends, is good game mechanics. Okay? That's a part of the game that is incredible. Very good shit. Yeah, but the weather is more of an annoyance than anything really positive to the game. You think in Zelda the weather is an annoyance than anything positive in the game? Are you crazy? What the fuck? Half the map is weather. Gerudo map, weather. Like Gerudo Highlands, also weather. The Goron area, I don't know. I don't want to fuck up the names, but like the volcano is just environment. Anyway, all right. Well, I gotta go. I went beyond, but holy shit, I'll finish this video.
7 out of 10. A good score for a good game that I said was good and that I liked. because it was good. More than that, I'm also currently dealing with multiple attempts to hijack both my website and social media accounts, because that's a very reasonable response to detailed criticism of somebody's favourite toy. Reading through the pearl-clutching whimpering of these sad sacks of shit, a lot of them are sobbing openly because apparently Breath of the Wild dropped from a massive 98 average on Metacritic, who cares, to a dismal, a pathetic, a mere 97, which means nothing, which means literally fucking nothing.
Yeah, that shit's wild. That like if people react that way. Also, SJW game, brother, it's a baby game. Like you're literally, it's like the most SJW vanilla fucking wafer game you can play. Like you're like mad at an SJW who didn't like it, but like you're literally sitting there defending in the most diehard way, perhaps one of the like most baby games out there.
Nothing to people who don't live in a world of pathetically low stakes. But apparently it was the world to the kind of people who think this is a sensible response to somebody liking a video game, but not liking a video game as much as you like a video game. I'll say again what I said to the No Man's boys when they were kicking off over a much less glowing review, actually. If your game is so great, if Breath of the Wild really is the best game of all time, why are you not playing it? Why is crying about a review on the internet by a stranger the more compelling use of your time? I mean, follow me on this one, my little digital homicides. If I'd rather harass a writer and his audience on Twitter, if I'd rather DDoS a website, if I'd rather hammer that dislike button in fevered outrage, well, it sounds like your game's shit. Certainly too mediocre to hold your attention more than...
What? Okay, that's not a good take. No, it takes. I'm assuming they're trolling, but
utterly trivial opinions on the internet. It sucks that you think Breath of the Wild is so boring and crap. I mean, I liked it, and according to Reddit, I hate it, so what does that say about your respect for the game and the people who made it, that this is how you're behaving? The tantrum that's continuing over a 7 out of 10 for Zelda is some of the most undignified crap I've seen from so-called hardcore gamers, ever, and that's really, really, really saying something. And a lot more I wanted to say about that, but I can't be fucking bothered. I'm gonna go play Nier Automata because it's a really good game, and I actually like playing good games more than I like complaining on the internet, can you believe it? By the way, you can wear a little green tunic if you like, it don't matter to me. I encourage it. I applaud it, in fact. But seriously, Zelda fans, sorry.
It's just a repetitive game? No. No. That's why it's like better than most sandbox games. Yes, it is. What are you guys talking about? Breath of the Wild is repetitive. What? It's literally the least fucking repetitive game it's like probably one of the least repetitive open world games I've ever played. Dude, if you think Breath of the Wild is repetitive, go watch the way I solved shrine puzzles. And then go watch the fucking speedrunners and how they solve the shrine puzzles. It's literally like, it's fucking nuts. I look forward to finding shrines, not only because it gives you a fast travel opportunity, which is great, but also because like the puzzles are fucking fun. Jim's drip, I can't rate it.
Sorry, hardcore
out of this
Zelda
world.
fanatics,
They're like a
model
wrestler
fans,
too.
etc. Get your shit together, please. Not for my sake.
Here's a TV that looks like an apple.
You shit on Blood Moons and was excited for every horse stable? What do you mean? What? I think the blood moon mechanic is a clever way to hide a weakness that the machine that it's operating on has. But other than that, I don't give a shit that they like reloaded all the fucking same enemies that you'd killed.
But I do suggest you unfuck your heads and maybe get some actual priorities in life. Because right now you're all being so fucking precious, so fragile, that you should all be swords in Hyrule. Okay? Thank God for me.
Anyway. Okay. It's not a perfect game. Yeah, of course it's not a perfect game. Guys. Okay, here. You want okay, before I leave, here's what I'm going to say. It's a fucking game where there's no voice acting. You're reading a bunch of fucking text. It's a baby game where you don't get to explore any complex characters whatsoever. Zelda is literally a character that does not speak at all. Like clearly there's a lot as far as like the story that the world that the previous games have built, or Link, sorry, I said Zelda. Whatever, shut up. That the previous games have. Dude, oh my god. Okay, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Good night, everybody. Okay, fuck you. Seriously. See you tomorrow. Holy shit. You sons of bitches. Fucking dying over here, dude. Is Will live? Not live. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna raid Nesua. Playing Valorant. Good night, everybody. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Get excited. Get excited for GTA No Pixel roleplay. It's gonna be awesome.